Hey everybody. I pre-ordered the Vive Pro 2 and I've been hearing a lot of just the same thing on YouTube videos and just from a lot of people in the comments parroting just the same thing over and over and over. And I have a little bit of a different point of view on the whole situation as far as specs, price, um, just everything in general. So I figured I would throw it out there. Um, Plus my PC. I figured some people would want to see if their PC is going to be able to run it, whatever else. So I'm going to do a lot of tests with it as soon as I get it. Um, but first off, just super quick, I'm going to run through brief history, my history with VR as far as 6DoF VR, not like Oculus Go, that type of thing. Um, Specs, just because I hear a lot of people saying stuff that's just straight up not true, or they're just not thinking about it, not adding up the numbers. The price, the way that I see it, obviously it's expensive, but depends on how you look at it. And then a basic summary of everything. So first off, real quick, here you go. History: I bought a PlayStation VR, then a Samsung Odyssey, Dell Windows Mixed Reality, Samsung Odyssey Plus, Rift S, Quest 1, Valve Index, and 3 Quest 2s. I don't have a stack, like I don't have a wall behind me with stacked up shelves of all these different headsets. I buy them, use them for a while, and then sell it, get my money back out of it. I mean, that's just a smart thing to do. I do still have the PlayStation VR just because there's a lot of exclusive games on there, and there's no replacement headset yet. So we've had that. It's the first one that we got. My son really wanted it for Christmas, and once I saw it, I was like, wow, this is Resident Evil 7 in VR is crazy, make you fall backwards off the couch type of thing. But, being inside the game. But so that's basically it. Let's see. So, like, as a basic comparison here, Rift S versus the Valve Index. The Rift S has like a million less pixels. Nobody ever adds up these numbers, right? As far as for the specs, which is I'm about to get into, but since I'm on this page looking at it. Uh, the Rift S has almost 3.7 million pixels. The Valve Index has 4.6 million pixels. So it has almost a million more pixels. But for me, at least, I'm a big guy. I have a wide IPD. Like, for instance, I'm over 6 feet, 210 pounds. Um, when I hold a regular Xbox controller, my thumbs, I can click the bumpers on top. Like my thumbs go way past the thumbsticks and the buttons, right? So I have big hands. So, um, like with the Quest controllers, I have the red mammoth grips that you slide your hands into, and they have the strap on the back. I have the other grips for my wife and kids. But for me, I have those grips because they slide it away off of my hand to where my thumbs line up. Otherwise, I can't even hit the thumbsticks and the buttons on the Quest controllers because when I try and pull my thumb back enough like this, it hits the tracking ring and it gets in the way, right? But I mean, so like I said, I just have big hands. But so the having big hands, I also have a big IPD. I got a big melon head. But the Rift S to me with my IPD looks like looking through a straight round sewer pipe, like a 4-inch sewer pipe, to where my FOV is cut off like straight ahead of me and just like a circle. Now, by comparison, the Quest 2 is maybe a teeny bit bigger, not much. I have to have it set all the way to 3 for the on the 3 different IPD slider deal, but it looks a little more square like this instead of just being straight. If I can point it at the camera, instead of being straight round, it's just a little bit more squared like that in the corners, which actually does help a lot. The Quest 2 seems more decent of an FOV to me than the Rift S. Quest 1 is pretty decent. The Samsung Odyssey headsets were really good. Um, they're quite a bit bigger FOV, like closer to the Valve Index. Not quite as big, not as wide as the Valve Index, but height-wise, the Samsung Odysseys are really good. But so having gone through all of these different headsets and my point of view as far as the pixel density, like another, for instance, the Valve Index has a million more pixels than the Rift S, but the Rift S looks sharper because the FOV is so small. It looked really sharp. It looked really good in the Rift S. The Valve Index, when I got it, was a lot wider and a lot better to look at, but it didn't quite look as sharp. It still looked really good, but just not quite as sharp because you're spreading, even though you have a million more pixels, you're spreading them across a lot more FOV, which again, getting into the specs, and the three Quest 2s, that's not, one of them had, I got one with bad lenses or it broke, and so I sent it back and I got a replacement. Literally, I have three Quest 2s. And, people are like, how can you use three Quest 2s at the same time? Well, I don't. I play, multiplayer games with my wife and kids and stuff. So that's why I got three of them, and they were so cheap. You know, why not? It's kind of it's table stakes. When you have a console, you got to buy multiple controllers if you want to play multiplayer. With VR, you got to buy multiple headsets if you want to play multiplayer. That's all there is to it. So let's move on here. Where are we at? History, specs. Yeah, let's talk about the specs real quick. Here we go. How? Nobody ever does the math. If you look at, I've heard so many people on just over the last few days on the YouTube videos coming out from YouTubers and quote unquote professionals, and then even just people in the comments. I get that it's expensive, right? There's no getting around that, but I see people say, why would you spend the extra money for the Vive Pro 2 when it's about the same resolution, close to the same resolution? Or let me see, what was it? Offers similar resolution. That's what she said. She was actually talking about the HP Reverb G2. I won't say who, but other people have said the same thing about the Index, the Quest 2, right? Which is easy to see if you look at the numbers right up here. Other way up over there for the HP Reverb, it's like 4,000 and something by 2,000 and something for the Vive Pro 2, and then you look at the HP Reverb, well, it's also 4,000 and something by 2,000 and something. Sounds the same to me. Sounds exactly the same. Well, it's not. Get out a calculator and add it up, right? Vive Pro 2 has 12 million pixels basically. HP Reverb G2 has over 9 million pixels. That's good, over 4K technically. Like compared to a TV, a 4K TV isn't 4,000 something wide. It's like 3,800 or I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but this one I was surprised by. I thought the Quest 2 was actually higher, closer to 8 million pixels. It's not. It's only 7 million pixels, which is still pretty high. It looks pretty good, but soft because it doesn't get the full resolution. That's another thing that we'll get into is the Quest 1, Quest 2, Vive Focus 3, and the Vive Pro 2 with the wireless adapter. Any of those headsets, if you plug it into a PC, even if you got a beast mode PC, is basically Rift S resolution, right? I mean, even if you can super sample it up to a higher resolution, like the Vive Pro, and we'll get into that here in a second too with the specs. I have that on hand. But the resolution that it gives you, you can only even push the full resolution to the Vive Pro 2 through the wire if you have DisplayPort 1.2. And let me see here. I'll show that right here. So, required processor i5 4590, that's nothing. Ryzen 1500, that's nothing. graphics, GTX 1060 or an RX 480. I mean, they're saying technically to run it, to run what, right? 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I don't know why you would be trying to run VR with 8 gigs of RAM, but whatever. But it says DisplayPort 1.2 or higher, 1.4 or higher with DSC display, or what is it called? I forget off the top of my head, but where they compress it, anyways, for full resolution mode. So you have to have either and it says it right here, 20 series RTX or a 5000 series to run at full resolution mode, just because of the DisplayPort 1.2 cable or plug, anyways, to be able to send the resolution through it. So if you don't have that, I mean, and like I said, just like with the Quest 1, Quest 2, Vive Focus 3, that's a bad buy. If you're a gamer, do not get the Vive Focus 3, at least in my opinion, because it doesn't really have like a Quest store with all the games on it. So when you're running it at the full resolution, you can't play the games. And then when you plug it into a PC, or if you go wirelessly to the PC, you're getting like Rift S resolution, right? And then, like with the, I'll go ahead and take this down. With the Oculus Quest 1, it looked blurrier, had worse performance than my Valve Index when I would plug it in with the link cable, which is right down here. Ugh, big old long cable. Anyways, it ran worse on the computer than the Valve Index, even though it was, let me see, I think the Quest 1 is the exact same number of pixels as the Valve Index, but it was an OLED display, so it had worse screen door effect. But now, even with the Quest 2, it has a lot more pixels than the Valve Index or the Rift S, but it looks, the Quest 2, whether you're playing it through virtual desktop, AirLink, or through the actual link cable, no matter what way you play it, and crank it up. And my PC has, I guess I should tell you guys that anyways, right? My PC has a Ryzen 5 3600X, 32 gigs of high-speed RAM, and a RTX 3070 in it, and a Gen 4 NVMe SSD. Right, so the load times are like nothing. Once I got that Gen 4 NVMe SSD, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond was a lot funner to play, a lot just more playable, because if you died or something and it needed to reload, it was less than a second. Just like it would go black and then it was back up again. You didn't have to sit there waiting and waiting. But yeah, so the Quest 2, you plug it in with the cable or whatever to your PC, even if you crank up the settings and whatever else, because of the compression that they use, and they're basically like converting the VR game to a YouTube video stream, low bit rate, and then sending it to the headset, even if you're using the cable. The Quest 2 has less screen door effect because of the higher amount of pixels, but it um, looks about the same quality to me as far as just overall clarity and stuff as the Valve Index or the Rift S, which again, like I said, the Rift S actually looked sharper than the Valve Index, but you were looking through this teeny little circle-shaped tube. But so even though, you would think it would look a lot clearer with the Quest 2 on PC, but it doesn't, because, you're compressing down the signal. So, but again, with the 12 million pixels, well, I guess over here on the side, I should point that out. If you actually add up those numbers, 12 million pixels compared to 9 million pixels compared to 7 million compared to 4.6 million, right? It's almost 30% more pixels than the HP Reverb G2, which it depends on the FOV that they're claiming. If it actually is 120 degrees horizontal and not corner to corner, then it might be even bigger than the Valve Index. But even if it's not, if it is that big, if it's bigger than the Valve Index, I don't think it's going to look clearer than the HP Reverb G2. I think that it'll probably look about as clear as the G2. Because again, the same thing as with the Valve Index compared to the Rift S, once you're going to that bigger FOV, those extra pixels just go towards making it stay clear rather than actually looking more sharp. But still, that's a lot of pixels, 12 million pixels. And if the FOV isn't what they're claiming, if it is about the same as the Index or even maybe a little smaller, then yeah, it's going to look sharper than the G2. But we're just going to have to wait and see that. It's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go. But then the Quest 2, over 70% more pixels, almost double. 7 million pixels compared to 12 million pixels. Almost double. And then again, the Valve Index, 160% more pixels if you add it up on a calculator. 4.6 million compared to 12 million. And again, 100% more pixels would be double. So we're talking, it's closer to triple the number of pixels than it is to double the number of pixels. But there's all these people on the videos saying, why would you upgrade from the Index? It's offers similar resolution. It's basically the same. Well, it's not, I mean, just look at the numbers. It's not. Almost triple the resolution is not even close to the same. But again, like I said, I would not get the Vive Pro 2 to use it wirelessly. Why? Right? It'll only send you like less resolution than the Valve Index. Or supposedly they're going to be pushing an update soon or in a while that will up the resolution. Plus, it'll only run at 90 hertz, but they're supposed to be pushing an update that will up the resolution to about the same as the Valve Index. If you're running it wirelessly with the wireless adapter on the Vive Pro. But if you were going to spend the $300 or how much ever it is for that, just get an Oculus Quest. You know what I mean? It's really good. You can look back at my videos. I've made a bunch of videos of me playing on the PC with the Quest 2, and it's a good PC headset, even wireless, which I really do enjoy. But so let's see here. Oh, that's another good question we're about to find out. I said that I have a RTX 3070, which has 8 gigs of video RAM, VRAM. Is that enough to run 5K on the Vive Pro 2? We're about to find out, right? Because that's one of the things, NVIDIA skimped on the VRAM on these 30 series cards. So we're about to see somebody with the 2080 Ti might be able to run it, whereas I might be struggling and have to, turn the super sampling down a little bit just because of the fact that it doesn't quite have enough VRAM. So we'll see though. So let's see the next thing that we were getting on to, right? Because we talked about that. History, specs, price. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So if you don't have the money to cover the initial cost of the Vive Pro 2, like if you're going paycheck to paycheck, but you're really wanting VR, get the Quest 2. It's a really good headset. I mean, that's obvious. But, and it's, it's $300. Don't get the $300 one. Get the $400 one. You're going to spend more money on games than you are on the extra $100 to upgrade the storage on the Quest 2. And then you're going to be running out of room and going, dang it, I wish I had more space. There's all these new games coming out. Resident Evil 4 is coming, and let's see, Sam Fisher, what's his name? Splinter Cell is coming out. I forget the name of all these games. The one where you jump into the bale of hay. Anyways, shoot, what is that? I'm gonna brain fart over here. Anyways, Assassin's Creed. right? So we're getting all these new awesome games: Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell and Resident Evil 4, and plus the ones we already have. Just get the just get the $400 one. But so for the Vive Pro 2, it is expensive, but I see it in a different way than everybody else, kind of, I think, because the right here I have it wrote down. The Valve Index I bought for $1,000. Pre-ordered it, used it for almost a year. The thumbsticks did have the weird where you push them in a certain direction and they would work, but you couldn't feel or hear it click and whatever. And I, didn't want to have to send them back, so I just used them how it was the whole time I had it. And then when I got ready to sell it, I then did the RMA on it, sent them back to Valve, and they sent me the new controllers that did click to where the person I sold it to would have brand new controllers. But so I used it for almost a year, and was looking on eBay. The Quest was sold out everywhere. The and this was before. This would have been in 2019, near the end of 2019 or something. Does that sound right? Oh man, I would have to look back at the timeline on that. But no, this would have been the closer to the end of 2020, because 2019 they were sold out everywhere. I couldn't get them for Christmas and whatever. And then last year we were hearing whispers about the Quest 2. But so, the Quest 1 you couldn't find anywhere. The Valve Index was back ordered by like a couple months, still had been for quite a while. And I checked on eBay and they're selling for $1,400. So I was like, well, I didn't necessarily plan on selling it, right away. But if I don't, I'd be kind of stupid, especially knowing that the Quest 2 is rumored to be coming out soon-ish. Who knows how soon? And is going to have a higher resolution and upgrades and whatever else. So, I mean, get my money back out of it. Why not? So I did. I put the Index on eBay, got the new controllers for it. So they would have nice new controllers. Had taken really good care of it. It was pristine, perfect condition, no scratches on the front plastic or anything like that. No fingerprints. I would wipe it down, take good care of it. But I put that on eBay, starting price of like $700 or $800. I don't remember, and or bid, and then just let it go for a week, let people bid on it, and it sold for $1,400 plus shipping. So I made a $400 profit off of it. It's a high-end, headset, a desirable headset. It's going to hold its value, especially if you take care of it, and it has a warranty on it. So if something goes wrong with it, send the controllers in, get the new ones, right? I mean, so after eBay fees and whatever else, I made $250 profit off of it probably, and because it holds its value, you know what I mean. So if you can afford the upfront cost to get the best headset that's out, to get the Valve Index, why not? The Quest One, I had it for almost a year, bought it for $500 because I got the one with the higher amount of storage, and then sold it like 3 weeks or something before the. I don't know if I just messed up and said Quest 1 or 2 or what, but I'm talking about the original Quest. Um, like 3 weeks or something before the Quest 2 came out, because nobody knows about any of that stuff. Nobody pays attention to that except for us, like weirdo enthusiasts, right? But Quest 2 was rumored to be coming right around the corner. Didn't know the release date, but looked on eBay and they're selling for full price used because you couldn't get them anywhere. So I sold my Quest 1 for $500 plus shipping. Got my money back out of it. They hold their value. So all of the on every single video that I see, the people say, don't get a Vive Pro 2. It's not worth it. Might as well change this picture up anyway, right? Give you something a little different to look at just for a minute. Don't get the Vive Pro 2. It's not worth it. It's basically the same amount of pixels as the Index, as you can see right there when you add the numbers on a calculator. 4.5 million is basically the same as 12 million. No upgrade at all. Almost triple the resolution, but no upgrade at all. And it's expensive, so don't get it. Well, the way I see it, if you look, and I could look up right now, but I forgot to get the pictures of that ahead of time, or I would show you. If you look on eBay right now, the base station trackers cost $100 each used, right? They're holding their value. The base station 2.0 trackers on Valve right now, at least when I try to just buy them for this headset for the Vive Pro 2, they're sold out, right? Can't even get them off of there. I got some of the 1.0 base stations from HTC, right? For $135 each or something, I think. So they're holding their value, $100 used on eBay. So you're not going to lose much money on those when you go to sell them. If you have an issue with it, it's got a warranty on it. Take care of it and keep an eye on that stuff. Keep an eye on the market. The Knuckles controllers, I got those new just now off of, a few days ago. The day the Vive Pro was announced, I ordered all this stuff right away because I knew I was going to anyways. Why wait to see if it sells out or whatever? But I am getting pretty close to the end of the video here. I'm not going to ramble on for an hour. But the Knuckles controllers, if you look on eBay at those, they're holding their value really good too for a good set, even used. They're actually going for more. They're going for more new on eBay. Like I seen them on there for $400 for a new set of Valve Index controllers, just like a couple days ago. So those are going to hold their value potentially, right? So the way I look at it, I plan on using this. We know that a Quest Pro is not coming out. We know that not this year. We know that the PlayStation VR 2 isn't coming out, which as soon as it does, I'm getting it right away. You know what I mean? But so those aren't coming anytime soon around the corner. So I'm gonna get the Vive Pro 2, and I know that if 6 months from now I tell one of you guys on the channel, or I put on eBay, perfect condition, Vive Pro 2, you said it's way too expensive, compared to the Valve Index. Selling it for $600. Someone's gonna jump on that, right? It holds its value. Someone's gonna buy it. So I'm figuring on I might lose or I might invest, I might spend $200 to $300 to use the best headset that you can get right now for the next, good quality, good build quality. I know it has issues with, microphones and other, different things that people have complained about. But just overall, it's not a Pimax. I never got a Pimax because I couldn't trust them. I would have if I knew that I'd be able to get it, if I could just get on Amazon and order it and it be in stock and me get it and not 6 months later be like, I still haven't got it. They said I was supposed to get controllers and I never got them. This whole just run around bullcrap with Pimax. I just didn't want to deal with it. You can't trust them. I know a lot of people say you can't trust HTC with their, customer support and whatever else, but at least they're, a known company. But, so yeah, I guess now we're getting to the point of summary. So, yeah, the price, it's probably going to end up costing me $200 to $300 to use the best headset that you can get for the rest of the year or whatever, and then turn around and sell it. I'll keep an eye on the market. I'll keep an eye on eBay. I may end up making money off of it. And besides that $200 to $300, I sold the Index for $1,400. That profit that I made off of that covers the cost of me getting this Vive Pro 2. It's free, basically. I get to use it for free, same as I did with the Index. So at that price, I'd be stupid not to get it, right? But people see the initial sticker price, sticker shock, and go $1,400. That's ridiculous. Don't sit on it for 5 years. If you never sell it, then yeah, it costs $1,400. But so yeah, the summary basically, Focus 3, not worth it. You can't pump the full resolution into the headset from your PC. And the only way to play the games at full resolution is to have ones installed on the headset from the, Quest store or Vive store or whatever, which they don't really have a consumer store for it. So I really wanted to get that headset. It looks really good. I really like it, but it doesn't make any sense to me, at least, for a consumer, for a gamer. For business, yeah, that's uh, would be good to get. Uh, let's see. Yeah, the Pro 2, I would only get it if you plan on running it at full res with a wire. I wouldn't waste the money on getting to run it wireless. Because like I said, for the same amount of money, you could have a Pro 2 and a Quest 2, and you could take the Quest 2 with you, to your friend's house or to your brother's house or whatever else. Um, games to check out. Yeah, I am gonna check out so many games on this thing. Star Wars Squadrons with my HOTAS over there, flight stick. Uh, that ought to be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna play the Half-Life Alyx mod of the BioShock. I haven't checked it out yet. I have it downloaded. I have it ready to go on my computer. Still haven't even checked it out yet. So I'll check that out in it. Uh, Obviously, Boneworks, um, the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Transference. The graphics on Transference still today, put it on, look almost photorealistic in a lot, even in a lower resolution headset. Transference looks almost photorealistic in a lot of parts of that game. It looks really good. Um, so yeah, if I'm sure probably like 35 people are going to see this video. I don't do this for a living. I am not trying to become a famous YouTuber or whatever. This is just a hobby for me. But I enjoy being part of the community. I enjoy all this new tech that's coming out. Um, but So yeah, if you're wanting to know, I'm trying to get a 3070. Will it even run this headset? Will it run Half-Life Alyx? At what resolution? Will it run Boneworks? Right? I have a whole huge list of games uh, to play on this thing. So as far as flight simulators, racers, um, just all kinds of good stuff. So, anyways, yeah, that's basically it. If anybody's interested in, has a specific game that you want to see, then let me know. Um, I have Viveport Infinity too, so I mean, all of those games that are coming straight out to Viveport Infinity, like After the Fall, the zombie shooter one, which is supposed to be cross play, excuse me, cross play too. So assuming that I get that for the quests, we ought to be able to play a 4 player because I got 3 quests and then I'll have this for the PC. So um, I could do side by side comparisons with that. Um, and even still, with having all of these other headsets, I can literally do a side by side comparison with either the Link cable or the Quest wirelessly through virtual desktop or whatever. Medal of Honor is actually 50% of that game is kind of like okay. About the other 50% of that game is really good. It reminded me of playing through, I think the last game that I actually beat and played through the entire game flat and beat it was Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's a really good game. I really enjoyed playing that. I played it on the PC. I also have it for the PS5. But I when I played through it when it first came out, it was on the PC, and it's an amazing game. And some of the sections in that Medal of Honor Above and Beyond remind me that it's actually a lot better than it gets credit for. But so let's see here. Anyway, I'm just excited. Um, so yeah, let me know if what you want to see, or if any, if anybody even sees this video. But yeah. Oh, price again. Headset. People talk about the expensive price. PlayStation 5 is $500. Not for me. I sold my PlayStation 4 for $300 on eBay. Most of the consoles are sold out, right now because of the pandemic. So I sold my original old PlayStation 4 for $300 to get the brand new PS5 when it came out. It was only a $200 upgrade. Am I gonna wait for 3 years for it to come down $50 in price? That'd be stupid, right? Why not? Why not have it when it comes out? Uh, Cheap upgrade. Same with the Xbox. Got the Xbox Series X and the Series S for my boys' room. Sold the old ones. The Series S was like maybe $100 upgrade, roughly. So that was $100 to upgrade the boys' Xbox to the new one. The one downstairs sold the Xbox One X for $300 roughly, plus shipping. Which is, I think when I bought it for $300. So I got my whole money back out of that Xbox One X, put it towards the new Xbox. It would be stupid not to, but again, like I said, I think differently about all this stuff than most people. Because most people are like, oh, $1,400. That's expensive. Whereas I look at the exact same situation, and I'm like, $300, maybe. Yeah, why not? It'd be cool to check out. So, anyways, I'm out of here, and oh, forget to subscribe.